Hey, it's me. I know. I said I wouldn't call until I landed. I remember saying that, and I meant it when I said it. And then I sat down at the gate and I looked at my phone and I thought about not calling for approximately 4 minutes. And then I called. So, here we are. I just needed to hear your voice. That's the whole reason. There's nothing wrong. Nothing happened. I got to the gate and sat down, and the airport did that thing airports do where everything is very loud and very busy, and somehow also completely lonely all at once. And I thought about you at home, and I needed to hear your voice before I get on the plane and lose that option for however many hours this is going to take. Is that okay? Are you in the middle of something? Good. I'm glad I caught you. I'm sitting at gate, I don't know, some letter and number combination. They all look the same. There's a coffee place across from me that I strongly considered, but ultimately rejected on the grounds that I've already had too much today, and I don't need to arrive wired on top of everything else. So I'm just sitting here with my bag between my feet, looking at the departures board like it might say something different than it said 5 minutes ago. It says the same thing it said 5 minutes ago. The goodbye this morning was not long enough. I want to say that for the record. I know we've done this before. I know we both knew it was coming. I know we had the whole morning together, but it was still not long enough. And I think it's never going to be long enough. And I've accepted that as a feature of loving someone who exists in a specific place, while you sometimes have to be somewhere else entirely. The goodbye is always too short. That's just a permanent truth that I carry. I keep replaying it. The way you looked when I picked up my bag, the thing you said at the door that I'm not going to repeat back to you because I'll get emotional in a public place, and I have a very long journey ahead of me, and I need to conserve myself. But I heard it. I have it. I'm keeping it somewhere specific. Can I just talk for a little while? I know it's not practical. I know you have things to do. And I'm going to be on a plane in, I'm checking, about an hour and 20 minutes. But for right now, I just want to exist in the same conversation as you. Even with all this noise in the background and all this distance already between us, even through a phone, I want to be in the same place as your voice for a little while longer before I can't be. So just stay on with me for a bit, if you can. I was thinking on the way here, in the car, looking out the window at everything going past. I was thinking about something completely specific. I was thinking about the way your apartment smells in the morning. I know that sounds like an unusual thing to be thinking about in an airport shuttle, but that's where my mind went, and I just let it. There's something about that particular smell. Whatever combination of things makes up the specific atmosphere of your home in the morning that I associate so completely with safety and warmth and being exactly where I should be that I've started to miss it before I've even properly left. I was already missing it on the drive here. I was already in the missing before the going was finished. I think that's the strange thing about leaving someone you love. The absence starts before the actual leaving. It starts the moment you know the leaving is coming. You start doing this preemptive grieving, this practicing of the missing, so that by the time you actually go, you've already been sad about it for days. I don't know if that's efficient or completely counterproductive. Probably both. Probably neither. Probably it's just the thing love does when it knows it's going to have to wait. Love is not good at waiting, for the record. Mine particularly. It is not patient, and it is not stoic, and it does not find airports romantic the way some people seem to. It just finds them inconvenient and slightly fluorescent. Tell me something. Anything. Something about your day. Something small. Something you noticed. I want to hear something from your world right now. I want to know what the version of this afternoon looks like from where you are. What can you see from where you're sitting? What does it sound like? What's in front of you? Just describe it to me. I love that. I love that image. Keep going. Tell me more. Tell me about the light. Tell me what the light is doing. I can picture it exactly. I can picture you there right now, in that light. And I'm going to hold that picture for the whole flight. That's what I'm going to put in front of the back of my eyes when I'm 30,000 feet up and I can't call you and I need somewhere to put my attention. I'm going to put it there. You, in that room, in that light, existing in the completely ordinary way that I find extraordinary every single time. Not mine yet. I've got time still. I want to use it though. I want to use every minute I have left in range of your voice before the plane takes me out of range. So let me say some things. I've been composing them in my head since the shuttle, and I want to say them while I can. I want to tell you that this morning was one of my favorite mornings, even though it ended with leaving. Maybe partly because it ended with leaving. There's a sharpness to mornings like that. Everything thrown into higher relief because you know the hours are numbered. The light looked different. You looked different. Not worse, not strange, just more. More vivid, more specific, more entirely yourself. Like my eyes knew to pay extra attention, and so they did. I paid extra attention. I want you to know that. Every detail of this morning, I was collecting it. The way you moved around the kitchen, the specific way you held your cup, the thing you were wearing, the way the morning looked on your face. I was gathering it all up deliberately, consciously. The way you gather things you know you're going to need later. I have all of it. I'm taking all of it with me. I'm going to be honest with you about something. I find these stretches harder than I used to. Not in a bad way. Not in a way that makes me want anything to be different about what we are or how we live. Just harder in the sense that the bar for ordinary days has changed so completely since you've been in my life that ordinary days without you have started to feel like a significantly inferior version of what a day can be. That's your fault, by the way. You've completely ruined average for me. The baseline has moved, and it doesn't move back when you're not there. I just walk around experiencing everything as slightly less than it would be if you were there. And I don't mean that as a complaint. I mean it as the most sincere form of missing someone I know how to express. You're the thing that makes things better. You are that thing for me. And I am flying away from you right now. And my gate is going to start boarding in about 40 minutes. And I am choosing to spend every one of those 40 minutes with your voice in my ear. Because the alternative is sitting in an airport alone, and that is simply a worse option. Tell me something else. What are you going to do tonight? After this, after we hang up and I get on the plane and you have the evening to yourself. What does tonight look like for you? I want to know the plan. Not because I need to know, just because I want to picture it. I want to spend the flight imagining the specific shape of your evening. I want to know where you'll be and what you'll be doing and what the room will sound like and whether you'll leave the lamp on. You always leave the lamp on. I know you'll leave the lamp on. That sounds good. That sounds like a good evening. I want you to have a good evening. I want very specifically for the hours between now and when I can call you again to be gentle ones. Can you do that for me? Can you be a little extra kind to yourself tonight? Eat something that feels good. Put something on that you like. Let the evening be soft. You've earned a soft evening, and I'm sorry I can't be the one to provide it in person, but I'm asking the evening itself to do its best in my absence. Getting near. I probably have 20 minutes of this left, realistically. I want to use them well. I love you. I want to say it now and mean it at full volume before the signal gets complicated and the timing gets strange. I love you in the specific, particular, daily accumulating way that I've been loving you since I knew what it was. And I am going to love you for the entire flight, even though you won't be able to hear it. And I'm going to love you when I land, and I'm going to find a corner of whatever arrivals hall I end up in, and I'm going to call you before I do anything else. Before I find my bag, before I sort out transportation, I'm going to call you first because you're first. You're just first. You're the first call. You're always the first call. I should let you go. I don't want to. I want to be very clear that I have no desire to end this call, and I'm only doing it because the practical reality of airplane travel requires it, and not for any other reason. Thank you for picking up. Thank you for staying on with me. Thank you for your voice and for telling me about the light and for the thing you just said that I'm also keeping somewhere specific to take out later. I'll call when I land. It'll be late or early, honestly. The time zones are going to make the concept of time completely abstract by the time I get there. But I'll call. Whenever it is, whatever the hour reads. Because you're the first call. Because hearing your voice is the first thing I want from any arrival. Take care of yourself tonight. Leave the lamp on. That's me. That's my gate. I have to go.
I love you.